Full franchise is owned by Canterbury.
Well, no mai, haere mai, and kia ora, and welcome into Otatahi Christchurch English Park, and it is the match between the Canterbury Pride and Auckland United. At the moment, it is good to see that blue sky and the cloud cover, because we had been told that around midday we were to expect a southerly change and maybe get some thundery showers with it. That has not occurred so far. Let's keep our fingers, eyes and toes crossed that that does not happen. But round 11 action, it is the Pride up against Auckland United Football Club. And yes, the Pride sitting fourth equal with Southern United on 16 points, and last week caused a massive upset, beating previously unbeaten Eastern Suburbs 2-1, and that was away. Joining me in commentary is a former Canterbury Pride coach, Mike De Bono, now with Sport Canterbury as a community coach advisor. And Mike, this should be set up for what will be a really good match between two quality sides, and while they can't get into the top two positions for the playoff, it will still be an excellent game of football.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll both be pushing to, I guess, show their wares, to push them a little bit further up the tables, to give them some, I guess, better standing throughout the competition. And still with a couple of rounds to go, they'll be pushing for those games as well.
I guess if you looked at the Auckland United side, which is what's on screen at the moment, talk to us about some players in there that you're expecting that will have a very big output and a bearing on where this game will go.
Yeah, well, I think it's a big welcome back for Sophie Williams, so great to see her had a chat a little bit prior to the starting, and she's a stalwart of this region, and she'll be a real key figure in that midfield with her energy and enthusiasm, and wanting to probably show a few people down here what they're missing in Sophie. And then Bree Johnson and Ruby Nathan, Coach Donoso will be really wanting to, I guess, lend on their attacking prowesses to try and unlock something in the back line. And I think, you know, if we were talking to Alana Gunn, they probably haven't been as defensively strong as normal. So, yeah, Donoso will be wanting Johnson and Nathan to be trying to unlock that.
And a couple of late withdrawals in that Auckland United side as well. Amy Barnard, number 11, Kate Fulton, one is out with sickness, one with injury. And so that will reduce them to 3 on the subs bench, which will be, you'll have to take some managing.
Yeah, especially in today's heat. We all know that playing on the turf, you can add another 10 to 15 degrees of temperature to the players. So, yeah, the coach of the Auckland team is going to really have to manage that, and hydration is going to be key for all of the players, not just the Auckland team, but obviously the Pride as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to the home side, and it is an experienced side. We talk about their defence, Una Foyle in goal, and Rebecca Lake, the captain, has had an excellent season. Lara Wall down that left flank, and who's setting up, coming through and overlapping, has been really powerful. But number 6 is a key player, young Charlotte Roach, 18 years of age, top goal scorer in the Youth League, and this will be her 4th start prior to this match. In her National League matches, the other 3, she scored 4 goals. So it's a young player on the rise and putting them away when it counts.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of coaching Charlotte, and she's a beautiful young lady, and that's the quality that she brings to the game. She will work tirelessly for Alana, and she'll work tirelessly for the people around her. But the one thing she's got is she is a goal scorer, and if she's given an opportunity, she will put them away. But also, she's very good on the ball for the size of Charlotte. She's a big, strong presence, but she's got quality feet, and she is so fast.
So our man with the referee, Tom Lawson, and assistant referee Courtney Bremner, and the other one, Sobo Saka. And there they are with the 2 captains, respective captains, Jess Philpott wearing 3, and of course Rebecca Lake, we're also wearing 3 for the Pride. But we will hopefully manage to play this game without the weather intervening. And as mentioned, while it doesn't change what will happen at the top of the league, it still is an intriguing run actually for the other teams. Eastern Suburbs, as mentioned, lost last week for the first time. Western Springs and Northern Rovers are vying for that 2nd position. That's of great interest. But at the moment, this team here, Auckland United, in the black with the gold lettering, will go from right to left, and the Pride in their all red strip left to right. It's been lovely actually here earlier, just about half an hour ago. There were the prize giving for all the junior football in the Canterbury region. So hopefully many of them have stayed and will watch this National League women's match between the Canterbury Pride and Auckland United. So we must be nearly set to go. A couple of seconds. And it's how you finish, isn't it? There's a couple of rounds left after this, but it's how you finish, I guess, the season. If you can't be in contention for the top prize, it's how you finish.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about that winning mentality, and I think that was maybe lacking a little bit at the start of the campaign for Alana and the Pride team, but you're starting to see that come to fruition right now, and you'll see, I believe, a strong finish from the Pride over the next 3 rounds.
Well, they've got better and better. In fact, they're running out of time, aren't they? And
Yeah.
it proved it last week. They just lost to Western Springs 3-2 in the last second of the game, right, basically. Then they beat Eastern Suburbs, so 2 big teams that they've performed well against. But here we are, we're off. It is the visitors, Auckland United, up against Canterbury Pride. And at the moment, really good conditions at English Park here in Christchurch. Mike DeBono bringing expert comments as well. So one thing we do know in round 4, when these two teams meet, Pride did win away, which makes me think that they're a better team away than they are at home. But it was a very physical match, and that's what we've come to expect from this Auckland United side. I know the Pride are missing a couple of key players who haven't played since that round 4 match, Kate Loy and Kate Guilford. Guilford getting that concussion, and Kate Loy with the ACL. So
2 critical players, and they have been heavily missed for the Pride throughout the year. But yeah, that game, I watched that game on TV, and it was a really back and forth game. And as you say, the Pride came out in the end, but watching the game, it could have gone either way. I think it was 3-2, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a lively start by both teams. There's been a possession turnover from both. Penny Brill, watch for her 15. She's in the centre. Midfield for Auckland United now, a run up that right flank. But the player we talked about, Lara Wall, is so dependable. And we'll see her overlap up on that left flank as well for the Pride. So it will be United ball. Now who's going to finish the strongest? This is a terrific run through. Where is the connection and the link? And a handy little touch. And the Pride exit the ball up that right flank. It's a really good ball for Roach to run onto. There she is, putting pressure high up for the Pride. Wearing 6, Charlotte Roach. And I guess being such a young player, possibly not taking anything away from her goal-scoring ability, Mike, but possibly benefiting because some people don't know so much about her.
Yeah, absolutely. She is an unknown quantity, having not played for the Pride either from the start of the season and previously last year. But come the end of this next 3 rounds, I think people will be talking about Charlotte Roach and the qualities that she has. But yeah, an unknown person.
There she is, delivering the ball this time. And the contest, it's good to see them right up there. Tall, strong player, Charlotte Roach. Wearing 6, 18 years of age, just finished her last year at high school and is debating whether to stay in the country or look further afield to America.
Yeah, we've been having a couple of discussions around that sort of stuff, and she is, a little bit up in the air about what she wants to do, but what a cool opportunity she will have. And, you know, we've got the Women's World Cup coming up next year, and that just opens up other opportunities as well in terms of what football looks like for females moving forward. It's fantastic.
Yes, it does, and the ball looking for that connection up front. What we can tell you, Ella McCann has come into the starting lineup for the Pride. Eleanor Firth is unwell. So wearing 8, Ella McCann. And Foyle comes out and helps get that ball further up this English Park pitch. Good contest. Chloe Bellamy, welcome back to her. She's had a couple of injury issues too, hasn't she?
Yeah, that's ravaged the Pride this year, a number of injuries, and I think, as you highlighted before, some critical ones, but they've had niggly ones all the way through as well, which have taken players out for a couple of games. So Alana Gunn's had to really rely on the depth of her squad. And I guess we're really lucky in terms of the Pride down here. The Pride youth doing a very, very good job shows that there are some good quality coming through down here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're good communication, trying to link up and get those so delicate passes together. Not this time. And of course, Whitney Hepburn in there at 13, the most capped Pride player in the middle, is just such a big presence as well.
Yeah, stalwart of the team, really looks to, I guess, shield the back line, pick up a lot of loose balls, but don't give her an opportunity 25, 30 yards out, and she can cause you problems.
Well, the Auckland United player that is closest is Bree Johnson, so we'll keep an eye out for her as well, because she is very, very good, very quick down the left flank for Auckland United. And Amy Feinberg in goal for Auckland United. Just having a little word to the defenders. So not much wind out there at the moment, which is actually a blessing, because we normally have a howling easterly coming across, don't we?
Yeah.
It spoils it. Players don't seem to mind, they're happy to play, but
the little breeze does help a little bit with the, I guess, the temperature. But yeah, as you say, we don't want the gusty.
oh, good through ball, and right up onto that right flank, and screaming into it is Johnson in the middle, asking for the ball, and offside. Oh, here's a shot anyway. Not happy Unifoil with that.
She won't be. She backline was picked apart there by a good little ball through to the right wing there, and good ball in, but just straight offside. And I think that was Bree Johnson in that position, looking to get the Auckland team underway.
And a good through ball as well, and just too much for Bellamy to get on the end of it. So it was Chloe Bellamy and Charlotte Roach scoring last week for the Pride in that win against Eastern Suburbs. And now the ball through and across the face. An opportunity went begging. It's all about having people in the right positions.
Yeah, it is, and it's a great ball across, and the keeper's done very well there to get a hand on it and to stop the ball going to the far post for a tap in.
Oh, nice ball forward again. Of course, it is their home ground, the Pride, and I know how it runs with the little black rubber beads as part of the surface.
Yeah, it's they're a bit of a bane for parents, I can tell you that. They're always vacuuming them up from the kids once they've played down here. But the bounce, and that's an interesting point, because that changes the bounce of the ball when people play from grass to turf, and it alters how, I guess, you play a little bit, or how you can react, or how you do react to the ball on the turf.
Oh, nice and lovely skill coming in here from the Pride players. Darsha Kogan wearing 20, another young player on the rise.
Yeah, and she was part of Shane Verma's youth team and did very, very well down there. But yeah, on the rise, also looking at opportunities, maybe an opportunity to play through the Phoenix ranks and things like that. So a number of players probably looking at what their future holds, especially with the presence of the Phoenix, which provides us a great opportunity for professional football here for females.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
The pathways are just so open, aren't
It's
they?
fantastic.
Yep. A good tussle, shows the intensity. Who wants it? And there you can see the physicality coming from both teams and the desire to keep possession.
Yeah, that was Marnie Elliott driving through the midfield there, trying to make something happen, but well defended, I think, by Whitney Hepburn.
Playing in the early stages anyway, a bit deeper Hepburn than what we've seen here.
Yeah, they may be taking just a little bit of a cautious approach to start with, because they are still in with a shout at 16, and I think 24 or something is the second place one. So you never know what happens.
No, exactly. 2 more rounds left after this.
Absolutely.
And a good foray again hard to get past two players. Oh, great tussle. Smiles all round. Chloe Bellamy and Mania Elliott.
And I think I'm maybe hoping for too many good things, because looking at the table, the 9 points that we can, or the Pride can achieve, isn't going to get them into a playoff space. So wishful thinking maybe on my behalf.
Well, I was tempted to say that, but I thought, well, I'll keep your dream alive.
Prove me wrong.
Keep your dream alive.
Classic.
Is finish with a flourish is
Yeah.
what Alana Gunn's asking from her team, and of course for Auckland United too, because we know, you know, that they have pushed teams. Every game they have played, they've pushed teams, and they've been really unlucky. 2 wins, 2 draws, 7 losses for Auckland United this season, and a terrific header out. Timing was perfect, and the ball coming off Auckland, and straight away just shows the intent, doesn't it? Not mucking around the Pride, it's cribbing up on halfway.
Yeah, just in that sort of transition moment from that corner, you see the Pride there wanting to have a bit of a quick throw, because the Auckland team's a little bit disorganised, and maybe hoping to get something out of that transition moment. But for Auckland, I think today's game's a bit of a pride piece as well, because what with the 3 number of teams from Auckland in there, and they're probably the lower ranked one, they'll be wanting to show that maybe they're better than what the table reflects.
Yeah, and given that they're the current Kate Shepherd
Yes.
Cup holders as well, and it was a very important cup title to win, but they're without some key players as well who exited the team after the finish of that Kate Shepherd Cup. Marty Pukitapu, one of them. Katie Duncan, another one.
Yeah, quality players.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take those out of any team and you lose a lot.
But one door closes, another one opens
opens,
for
yeah.
young players to come through, and fantastic this year that the National League for Women has been 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And home and away. And back to Pride keeper Una Foyle. Now going direct through the midfield, and it's blocked off by a wall of midfield players for Auckland. Sophie Bradley. Penny Brill gets the ball taken off her. The pass wasn't strong enough, and a good run up that left flank by Lara Wall. Here she is again and gets the ball away, trying to deliver it to Roach. Gee, there was no nonsense on that coming through. Wall.
And she's a quality player, obviously, coming from the south, but being here for a number of years, and she's a big, I guess, a big component for getting forward, overlapping, but showing the I guess the solid mindset behind wanting to win the ball to provide a goal scoring opportunity.
Good work. Again, Bree Johnson strong, you know, able to execute her technical skill and hold the player off. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? But they brought the ball back. They had plenty around the ball. A nice pass, soft touch. And this time Roach is threatening. And
wow. So that's just you got Ella McCann there trying to, I guess, unlock the back line with a through ball and try to use the pace of Charlotte Roach, but just straight offside there. But some, I guess, early signs of the attacking impetus from the Pride to try and unlock the back line of the Auckland team fairly early on.
Yeah, they're coming strongly, trying to get in front of their opposition. The Pride only successful in the ball going over the sideline. Emma Leeming. Terrific. What a great twist and turn. Ruby Nathan with the ball for Auckland United across the face. And scampering to keep the ball was the Pride skipper, Rebecca Lake. Dangerous, quick,
Yeah.
Ruby Nathan.
Yeah, I just think a little bit of switched off in that back line there, which gave the Auckland team that opportunity, and if it wasn't for the block from the captain there, it might have opened up a different opportunity.
Ball coming across the face from the corner. And it will be a goal kick. So safely negotiated.
Georgia Martin trying to get on the end of that there and just putting it wide.
Just trying to open it up, the Pride, and the distribution out the back. Lake delivers forward, and again it's Roach on the end of it. Strong, hard front running. She's got the chance, and it's in, and it's 1-0. What a goal! Charlotte Roach gets on the scorecard again.
So from one end, from an attacking corner, and a great ball forward for Charlotte Roach to run. I think it was Lara Wall, and a really composed right-footed finish there. And great reward for all of the work that I guess Charlotte's doing off the field and on the field as well. So a great finish here, but a great ball by Lara Wall.
Yeah, well, she had an option too to pass it across if she didn't want to take the shot herself, Roach. And that just shows you all her learning that she's got from not only playing the youth, but all these matches now, game time in this National League for women.
Yeah, and with Charlotte, what you get is a player that will come off the back line and look to work in the spaces in front of a back line, but also force the back line by working in between centre backs to either side of the centre backs. And in that instance there, she's working off the shoulder of the centre back for a great ball through, and quality finish, as I said earlier. You give her an opportunity, and she is a quality finisher.
Yeah, oh, this is a lovely bit of technical skill now coming from Auckland United, and Foyle has to come out and snuff that out. It's just such a, I think for strikers, you have to have that striker mindset. I think it's easy to become a defender from a midfielder or a striker position, harder to be a striker. You've got to have different kind of instincts.
Yeah, you do. You've got to have, firstly an eye to goal, but also where to position yourself when a player in the midfield or the defence has got the ball, where you put yourself in a place where you can make, I guess, the best opportunity for that player to play you in. But then the second piece, and here we go.
Here she is again, and this time goalkeeper Feinberg makes a fine save I should say, and stops the opportunity for Roach to get another. So 5 goals, and this is her 4th start.
Yeah. And just reward. She's been training really hard, and Alana Gunn has obviously seen that, and fantastic from her perspective to give a young player the opportunity, and for Charlotte to reward that.
And when you think of those 10 goals that she got in the youth league, I mean, that 10, she was miles ahead of anybody else.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? You go, is it Frankie Morrow?
That's a great ball too. Frankie Morrow now has a look across. A chance straight in front of the goal. It's under heavy pressure from the defenders.
And that's a fabulous run from Frankie Morrow, and that's what you get. And I think she's playing in an unfamiliar position from fullback today, but she'll be able to give you that impetus in terms of a fullback, attacking fullback piece, and you've just seen that. And a great ball to that far post, and well defended by Auckland there though. But great attacking moment.
You can see the trees in the background. Actually, there is a little bit of wind out there now. It's hard to know which side the wind's actually coming from, because they're going both ways. But the trees. Let's have a look as the ball comes across, and it expertly exited from the initial header. The chase. And again, it's Wall up that left flank, keeping the ball alive and the game alive, and keeping the skill on show. This is great work from Wall as she gets the ball across the face and looking for Roach, and just didn't quite time her jump in the air, but what a chance again. Long range shots.
Well, it's a barrage at the moment, but great strength down that left-hand side from Lara Wall to fend off the defender and put a great cross in, but some real attacking infidus now, and Auckland just need to get onto the ball, maybe slow it down a bit, and I guess get a little bit more possession to take that emphasis away from the Pride.
Well, we've seen how quickly they can turn defence into attack, Auckland United, as well, especially through number 20, Ruby Nathan,
Yeah.
Bree Johnson. But at the moment, pouring on the pressure, Canterbury Pride, having opportunity after opportunity. And it's being played at a pretty good pace.
Yeah. And throw in here will give them time for a little bit of a breather.
Certainly wanting to get as much from the sideline throw in. Lara Wall. Again, holding her own and getting the ball is, was it Roach again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see there, she's a great platform to play off, throw in there, and she's strong. She knows how to use the strength of herself to hold players off. Great little technical ability, you see, with a little turn there and face the defender up, and it puts a different defending proposition in. So, yeah, look out for the future for Charlotte, wherever she may be.
Really phenomenal for an 18-year-old to have the success as the ball comes across again the face and just to the near post and goes into the side netting. 1-0, the Pride lead through a Charlotte Roach, executed after a wonderful pass from Lara Wall up the left flank. And now, again, as we've seen it quite often during the match, and are we asking for an offside? No, we are not. And Johnson, and that's in. Were they waiting for the whistle?
Yeah, they were. So Bree Johnson there, and it was a long ball forward, and the ball was out wide, and a great ball in. So here we go, Bree Johnson. And you're talking about what the strikers think about when they're going towards the goal. The goal gets smaller and smaller as they go, so they've got to have some really good composure. So Bree Johnson there, some great composure to bring it level, and Lanagan won't be happy with that.
Yep, double high fives all round for Auckland United.
Number 9, Bree Johnson.
And look at that, 22nd minute, all tied up.
And that's that old adage, isn't it? You play to the whistle, and I think just from what we saw, there was a little bit of complacency there to be expecting an offside. So
well, that certainly opened it up, but shows the willingness of both teams wanting to attack and wanting to get that ball down and give themselves the best opportunity to take the win points in this National League. Here we go again, utilising their right flank really well. Auckland United again looking for another opportunity. Now the whistle goes for offside.
but that right-hand side seems to be an outlet for the Auckland side, so I think that's what Mania Elliott on that side. And so something that they'll want to, the Pride will want to tidy up, but the Auckland team will be wanting to use heavily. No, that was Ruby Nathan who put that ball in. So as we said earlier, Ruby Nathan and Bree Johnson really looking to put some pressure on this Pride backline.
But it's interesting, isn't it? That space up the Auckland United right-hand side, and that same space, obviously, for the Pride, it's their left side, and that same area of the pitch is being the most, has had the most traffic and the most opportunities.
So therefore, there's probably an opportunity for our team to actually go, well, what's on the other side? There's a lot of space.
Yep. Again, it's that lone figure, and the goalkeeper comes right out.
I think you'll see a card here. Luckily, there's defenders inside, and it won't be probably a red card, which I'd agree with. But yeah, I think you've seen a yellow card there, and luckily for the keeper, you had some defenders on the inside. If it had been just the keeper and Charlotte and no defenders, you might have seen a different outcome.
Well, Tom Lawson's demanding that Amy Feinberg goes back and looks him in the eye. She still walks away as the yellow card's given.
Keepers.
Yeah, you've got to do what you've got to do as a keeper. You want to keep your team in it. Now, what can the Pride conjure up from here? Handy position out on their left side again.
And they'll be looking for who's this on the ball?
Is it Lara Wall?
Looks like a right footer. I'm just looking to put this in a position where they've got to put the keeper in two minds, whether she comes or she doesn't come, and the Pride will be looking to really drive onto this ball here, so quality is crucial.
Yep, well, here it comes now across into the area. Great save. Wonderful save with the right hand. Fantastic from Amy Feinberg. She really showed her flexibility, athleticism in that one.
Yeah, and you would have been seeing that floating into the top left-hand corner as we look at it.
Interesting, she went across the body. With
Yeah.
the
Well, the keepers are taught to go
yeah.
top hand first. So it gives them, apparently, not being a goalkeeping coach, but someone who's had plenty of experience with them, it gives them a bit more of a reach.
Well, keeping it alive. Oh, that was a chance too. Still in the action, the ball high in the air, and that's over the back.
That was a great little set piece, a little near post ball and a flick by Whitney Hepburn, and Rebecca Lake will probably be kicking herself with an open goal there because the keeper had been forced to that near post and the goal was gaping, so a chance missed.
Well, if you've just joined us, it is 1-1 between Canterbury Pride wearing the red and Auckland United in the black. And the game opened up by Charlotte Roach, the 18-year-old, in the 15th minute. She received a pass up the left flank and rammed it home. And then just 7 minutes later, it was Bree Johnson who capitalised on a great run up the right flank for Auckland United. So that's how the goals came about. But it's been intense, physical, and it's been fast-paced.
Pretty even, to be fair.
Yep.
And a couple of chances, Bree obviously scoring one and having another one if it had gone and chalked off for offside. And then Charlotte Roach has had a number of chances.
Some of the control, especially in that right flank by Auckland United, has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Wall with the ball out on the left side. Again, coming through and winning the 50-50 encounter, really handy. Putting the ball through to Roach, who waited a little bit to make sure she wasn't offside. Is this goal number 2? Oh, it is. What a goal. She just waited the perfect time to run onto that so she wasn't offside. And then through the keeper, look at it.
Yeah, I see it was a nice little ball through from the midfield there. But again, just shows the clinical finishing that this young Charlotte Roach has about her. But the ball itself shouldn't be understated, and I think that was...
10 goals scored by number 6, Charlotte Roach. We're getting used to hearing that.
Not sure who actually played that ball through, but fantastic ball, split the back line, all the two centre backs, and Charlotte Roach just finished that with a toe poke.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches will be saying, where is the toe poke? Top strikers finish with toe pokes, and you've just seen one there, so another 2 for or a brace for Charlotte Roach.
Don't you just love the spontaneous skills? It just seems to be so natural at the moment at 18, and she has no fear and just does what comes naturally.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, and I think in this region here, you have the opportunity, and probably most, I would hope, that players can play with a little bit of fear, with no fear, and try the things that unlock games. And I think we start to see that, especially you look at the Ferns that have just recently been down around some things that Yipkick and Clover's trying to put into that, the same sort of mentality. Just go out and try things. And I think it's fantastic. And you get a young girl like Charlotte Roach who just goes, actually, I'm just going to make a name for myself, and I'll do it by scoring a lot of goals.
I had a pretty good chat to her a couple of days ago, actually, and she's so modest and understated and not wanting to talk too much about herself at all, and she talks about how the ball's delivered to her and just making sure, as you mentioned before, getting in the right place. But that second goal was all about the timing of a run as well. I mean, not only do you have to put it in the right direction to get it in the net, it's just about that analysing where that pass is, as again up the other end, and that's what we've come to expect in this match so far. It is end-to-end stuff. one can't talk highly enough about her maturity.
Yeah, and she is. And again, that comes down to being a parent, good parenting, who instill great habits and things like that. But she's very humble, and she's a very likeable young lady. But again, as you say, her positioning is very good. But also, equally, on the other side, you have, I think it's Ruby Nathan,
Yep.
who's provided a couple of opportunities, but positioning herself in an area where she's in behind a back line or in between a centre back and a full back to get herself on the ball in space, and has the confidence to run at players, which is fantastic.
You know, you and I have been commentating when the Pride played a regional competition.
Yep.
You know, now it's club-based, certainly from an Auckland perspective. Still a regional one from a Pride point of view, but you know, the advancement in the technical skills and the quality is just massive, isn't it, over 3 years?
Yeah, and we've always spoken about that when we've been talking and things like that. And I guess the push to go to a club-based model is in the hope of really enhancing that and furthering that by creating more opportunities for more teams. Like, you know, you've got club-based, I guess, competition, which has got 3 Auckland teams, normally 1 Auckland team, so more opportunities for players in the Auckland region. And there's going to be some differences, as there is in every league. But you can improve the qualities all the way through in whatever position they're in. So I think it's great. It's fantastic for the women's game. I've been in it for a long time, and we've seen the evolutions, and I think it's fantastic.
Sure is. And corner for the Pride, and they opt to do something a little bit different. Nate doesn't quite get on to the drive at goal. Didn't get the connection. But they do keep the ball and right in the midfield and go back and reset up in an area that they haven't used too much, either teams, up this right flank for the Pride. 2-1, Pride ahead. 2 Charlotte Roach goals and 1 to Bree Johnson. There's been plenty happening. Frankie Morrow. And just not quite under the control that Emma Leeming would have wanted, but here's a look down at her left shin and think, was it my shin? He just moved around too much. Well, good tussle, but it won't be won by the Pride. Dasha Kogan admonishes herself.
Getting bullied off the ball by Sophie Williams.
Former Pride player. There's plenty of room in that midfield, Mike De Bono, wasn't there, for both teams to take advantage of.
Yeah, both just need to, I think it was just a little bit of a scrappy piece of play, just get hold of the ball. If they can't go forward, just retain the ball. As you're seeing here, Pride just going from the side to one side and just wanting to retain the ball and make Auckland have to, I guess, chase the ball.
Oh, nice touch out to the right flank, and this is where they've been really dangerous. And again, it's Ruby Nathan wearing 20, looking to get on the end of it. So quick to turn that into an attacking option. They look well practiced with it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's a tactic from Coach Donoso. But
trying to keep it in. Up this right flank, up over the halfway line. Morrow streaks ahead with the ball. Slight missing communication. Was that really where the ball was needed? And that's offside as well.
Yeah, I think Frankie Morrow's done a lung-busting run there. Maybe the energy was a little bit gone. She pushed the ball a little bit further ahead of herself, and the pass just probably wasn't where she wanted it to go. But yeah, as reverting back, not sure if it's what Coach Donoso's wanting to do. You see Ruby Nathan pulling over to the right a lot, which is where they're creating the space, and then Bree Johnson moving into that central space.
This is what I've enjoyed, is these one-on-one contests. It's been great. What a lovely bit of skill. That is fantastic work. And this is Bree Johnson again, the goal scorer. Will she go left to right? And again, Lara Wall this time comes round and expertly shadows the ball to foil.
But again, it's come from a Ruby Nathan pulling herself really, really wide, and then playing a nice little ball down that left-hand side for Bree Johnson to run onto. Bree will be a little bit unhappy with that. I think
again, pushing the ball and putting pressure on the goalkeeper. Crikey, Petra Buick, we haven't seen too much of her yet, but she's been lively in the last couple of games of the Pride.
Yeah, she has. She brings a different type of attacking impetus to the Pride.
And again, all that freedom in the midfield, again running with the ball and wanting the whistle to go, the Pride, but they're happy for it to go over the back line.
Yeah, Marnie Elliott just overhitting that ball a little bit. You see what she was trying to do there. She had a number of players in front of her, but just overhit that ball.
Now, we've got the two in tandem. Nathan and Johnson are up there together for Auckland, but will it be them and up and over the top? Oh, that just hung in the air, didn't it?
It did.
Just hung in the air, and Boyle had to use, she's a tall athlete.
So again, at the heart of it, you've got Ruby Nathan who's come from that left-hand side and driven inside and put a ball square to Marnie Elliott, who I think mishit it a little bit, and it may have deceived Foyle, but Foyle made a great little save there.
Well, I thought it was going well over the crossbar, but it held up.
Dip.
It did. Dropped the head, a bit of backspin on it.
It's that blustery wind.
Yep. Go away wind. Here we go. Auckland, what can they do with this as it's headed towards the goal? And is this a little miss? What a great, again, Lara Wall coming through. Sensing danger,
Yeah.
and getting decent connection on the ball.
And the ball just dropped to Vince there, who couldn't get a clean hit on the ball, and if she had, it might have been a different story. So a couple of opportunities there for the Auckland team. So this game's been a little bit back and forth. Pride on top, then Auckland come on, Pride. Now we're seeing a little bit of Auckland impetus here with a free kick out wide.
Indeed, wonderful opportunity out wide for Auckland United to sniff something. We've got goal scorers in there, Nathan and Johnson. It's a little bit flat this time, and a little back heel. She was trying to get the little touch on that. Might not have gone where they wanted it to, the free kick, as Foyle gets good purchase on that. And here comes the pressure. There's two strikers up there putting pressure on that possession. Kogan has it now, making some room for herself. Lovely skill from her, Darsha Kogan, and puts the ball again through to Roach, and she's offside.
Dash Kogan there, again one of the Pride youth players who's coming up and probably getting reward for a couple of the injuries, but great little turn in there and a little through ball, and Charlotte Roach probably just needs to look across the line a little bit just to see where she is, but what a great little turn there.
Well, they've played so much together this season, haven't they? So
telepathy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, how wonderful to have that youth league.
Yeah.
And with the double round in the National League. Oh, lovely, well won. It's just very strong, excellent from Johnson again, but they can't keep the ball. Morrow has it for the Pride. This time it's Roach again, and she's offside. Throws ahead heavenwards.
And from a coaching perspective, you know, you don't normally don't mind offsides because it shows you're actually getting into those positions to get a goal scoring opportunity. But again, Charlotte just needs to maybe, that's that young youth enthusiasm to want to get on the ball quicker, just needs to look across the line, maybe start a little bit deeper and work off the movement of the player that's on the ball.
Clever work. Again, let's see. Johnson and Nathan show for Auckland. Nice touch. those sets of players really utilising their individual skill.
Yeah, Ruby Nathan, she's having a great game as well. So you've got a Charlotte Roach on one side and Ruby Nathan on the other side, both having a tremendous game so far. And Ruby has been a focal point to all of the Auckland attacks, linking.
Clever work. Excellent from the Pride again. Kogan gets a little nudge, a toe kick on that. And Amy Feinberg is called on again just to exit the ball. Oh, great ball through. Hepburn this time helping it through up that left-hand side. Buick has it and has just knocked off the ball. Lively.
Yeah, you couldn't call it at this point in time, even though the Pride are 2-1 up. Auckland have had a couple of chances. So I think it's critical for either team just to get their foot on the ball and just try and grab a little bit of control around what's happening.
Kogan has lovely body balance, isn't she, in her execution of her skills.
Yeah, you look at her, you've got Lottie Mortlock, similar sort of build, low to the ground, great centre of gravity, quick on the turn, quick pace, great attributes for a central midfielder. And you look at probably one of the best in we've got down here in terms of Annalie Longo, similar sort of stature and similar sort of skill sets to them. So always looking to, I guess, unlock backlines with through balls or balls to feet and things like that. So really, really exciting to see.
I'm just having to retrieve the ball. That's what's taking a little bit of time for Auckland United, deep in their left side defence. Been impressed with the heading ability of both teams. And very careful to get that ball in. Again, Kogan's got it on the end and makes a shot at goal. And
great feet.
Yep.
Great feet. And strength as well to ride two challenges and get it out onto her right foot and get a shot on target. So she'll be happy with that. Probably happier if it goes in, obviously. And the Pride just, I think, are pushing for this third goal. I think if they get a third goal here, it changes the whole dynamic and things open up a heck of a lot more in terms of Auckland pushing for the game and has a real change of impetus and what things might look like.
Oh, now this is great intercept from Auckland. They were patient, waiting for that mistake to happen. But again, it's Johnson who gets the ball to Nathan nearly. And how quickly they turn that defence into attack. These two players doing a brilliant job for Auckland.
Yeah. Just not for the intervention of Rebecca Lake. You probably might have seen a second. So it looks like a little bit of the crowd has stayed behind Leslie, which is fantastic. Yes. They're seeing a good game. And it's awesome. Like I watch a lot of the women's football around the globe, and the crowds are getting bigger and bigger. You know.
Oh, a chance! And Foyle drives to her right, near post as well.
It was Bree Johnson looking to get on the score sheet there. But yeah, it's great watching my beloved Arsenal and the women's team there, and you know they're getting 50,000 people watching the game and things like that, which is here we go.
Oh, here's an opportunity now again. It's Nathan with the ball on the end of her boot. Can she get a shot at goal? And that just flicked it.
I think it's a corner.
Yep.
Defending by Frankie Morrow there. But again, it's that Ruby Nathan and Alana Gunn will be wanting them to try and tie her up a bit.
I think they think it, well, certainly Ruby Nathan thinks that it should be a corner, and Tom Lawson with the whistle has said no, it will be a goal kick. See the displeasure on Ruby's face. Well, they're such an important part of the game, aren't they, the corner?
Absolutely, yeah.
So feel that wind getting up a little bit. A southerly that's meant to come in. So far, no thundery showers as was predicted temperature sitting on around 16 degrees. How much extra time in this first half, we won't know. Nearly 45 minutes up. Again, a heavy tackle and a free kick to the Pride. Might have been a bit painful for Buick. Limping a bit.
It'll take a lot to knock her off. Very strong.
Very quick.
Yeah.
We just saw some hand signals from Tom Lawson. I didn't quite pick them up as to how much extra time there will be in the first half, but it's the captain for the Pride, Rebecca Lake, who had the ball out on her left flank. As she drifts the ball in, it's a good opportunity and it goes right over the top.
That's Whitney Hepburn getting on the end of that.
I guess the positive for the Pride is that they're getting to the ball first in those scenarios.
Yeah, that's a positive from their perspective, and those opportunities can turn into scoring opportunities.
Here we are, no extra time in the first half. So it is the Pride from 2 Charlotte Roach goals. Lead Auckland United through the Bree Johnson. 1 goal, but what a first 45. It is the Pride 2, leading Auckland United 1 here at English Park. And for you, Mike De Bono, it's been a fascinating watch, isn't it? Intense?
Yeah, it's been intense, and I think we've seen a couple of opportunities. Obviously, we've seen a number of opportunities from both sides, but the Pride have been a little bit more clinical in terms of Charlotte Roach putting her in the net. But you can't withstand this Auckland side, and the 2 girls, Ruby Nathan and Bree Johnson, have still got a lot more to give, I think. And the second half's going to prove, I think, even more pivotal, obviously, to the outcome of this. But I think you'll see an Auckland come back. So it's a matter of which team comes out with the right mindset in the second half.
Yep, and who's got the bench? Remembering that Auckland United are 1 short on their bench. They've had a bit of sickness and injury, with Catherine Fulton and Amy Barnard unavailable for this. So
yeah, and I think that's a big one to highlight when you look at the 2 benches. You've got Lauren Dabner and a Charlotte Mortlock, who can come in and affect the game big time from the Pride perspective. And from an Auckland side, only having 3 on the bench, and probably a couple that they'd love to probably have come in to help out that aren't there now. So in that respect, you're probably swinging on the side of the Pride. But they've just got to, I think the Pride have got to get a handle on Ruby Nathan, because she's going to, I think, she could open up a couple of things in the second half when the back line starts to get tired and things like that. So it's going to be a compelling second half, I believe.
Yep, certainly going to be competitive. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
yep.
It's fantastic.
2-1, it's the Pride ahead of Auckland United.
At Ford, we're always looking towards the future. So while we're proud of our range of vehicles, we're even prouder of being the first company to support not only the football ferns, but the next generation. And the legends we grew up wanting to be.
We believe in supporting and nurturing our extended sporting whānau, working towards promoting a healthy group activity that kids, parents and friends love. We want everyone to feel invited. It is in our DNA. We are accessible to all. We are football in Aotearoa. We are the beautiful game, and we are proud to be the largest sporting whānau in New Zealand. The FIFA Women's World Cup is coming to the shores of Aotearoa, New Zealand in 2023. Uniting Aotearoa, it offers an unprecedented opportunity to make our game bigger, better and bolder for everyone, especially for girls and women. Its legacy starts now. Our leverage and legacy plan will supercharge football in Aotearoa, grounded in two principles. Mana wahine, elevating the spirit and mana of wahine. And Tūranga Waiwai, our place of belonging, our foundation, our home. Built on 4 po or pillars. The power of opportunities, whakamana. Partnerships, mana ngātahi. Pathways, ara. And tiaki, people and places. Committed to the people and the land of Aotearoa, New Zealand, this plan leads the way by breaking barriers, paves the way for future generations, grows and strengthens the game through meaningful relationships, and creates a game for all and a place of connection. With Aotearoa united, legacy starts now.
Well, the players are coming back onto English Park for the resumption of this match. It is the Pride 2-1 ahead of Auckland United. It's been a thrilling, actually, first 45 minutes. And while we have noticed that there are some ominous clouds building above us, so far it has remained dry. There is expected there could be some rain, but let's hope we get through the next 45. There's the Canterbury Pride side on screen and Auckland United. It's been, as we mentioned, fast and furious Mike De Bono, and some excellent skills and some very good finishing.
There has, yeah, notable obviously the finishing of Charlotte Roach, having bagged 2 goals. But I think from an Auckland perspective, they're going to be really looking at Ruby Nathan to continue what she's been doing, because she's caused a whole lot of problems for the Canterbury United backline. So Coach Denoso will be get some pressing on her to keep going the way she's going. And vice versa, the Pride will be wanting to get Charlotte Roach on the ball as much as they can in front of goal, because she's just going to put them away.
That's what she's able to do at the moment, that's for sure, but it is the Auckland side that have started well in the early stages of the second half.
Yeah, and one to note, I think we haven't mentioned, is number 18, Chloe Bellamy. I think has had a very good first half as well, and laid on the ball for Charlotte's second. So, and she's been really industrious in that midfield of Canterbury United Pride.
She certainly has, and this is an early test for the Pride defence and an early opportunity for Auckland to even up proceedings on that scoreline. 2-1, it is the Pride ahead. So your afternoon tea's just been delivered?
It has.
Your coffee and your scones?
Can't see the scones, but the coffee, and it's hot, I'll tell you.
One just getting up a little bit. How will it affect the ball in the air and over the back line?
Yeah,
that's how it affects it.
And that's disappointing. We always talk about set pieces are crucial, and if you're listening to the World Cup, you're hearing a lot of teams who are employing specialist set piece people, and it just highlights the importance of them. So Auckland will be pretty disappointed. 2 corners there, and nothing's really come from them.
Well, they're pressing up high, and it's resulted in them having a bit of sustained pressure in the early stages and having to remain strong. And it's Bellamy again, I think, who kicked the ball and got it back, but it's been intercepted. Some big bandages on Sophie Bradley's legs, and here's a chance as Rebecca Lake shadows the ball to Una Foyle, and hovering and putting pressure, of course, is Ruby Nathan. She's been outstanding. Dasha Kogan slightly under, passes the ball, and it's intercepted by Auckland United. And they're having to turn around and defend. I think the way that the wind has changed in terms of its velocity, it started the match with only little 4K southeasterly. Now that's crept up to well over double figures. There's Roach getting the shot across, and that's easily picked up by Feinberg.
I think if you look at the wind, I think it's in favour of Auckland.
It is.
But that's an interesting piece you've just seen there, Charlotte Roach shooting from distance, and that shows the diversity she's got to her game, being able to pick the ball up, drive in and beyond, come short, but also has the ability and the, I guess, willingness to see something like that and just try for 25, 30 yards out. So that's what you get with a Charlotte Roach.
Well, Auckland United are going to have to adjust as well, because it is coming behind them, and it is quite significant now, and you know, in terms of not overpassing it. Kogan's been really industrious for the Pride. There she is, footing it. And getting the instructions from the deep defence, not quite where they wanted it for Mania Elliott. Always got lots of time, hasn't she, Whitney Hepburn?
Yes, she has. A lot of experience at this level, and a number of internationals as well, so a huge presence for the Canterbury United Pride, and always seems to be in a good place.
Roach delivers the ball back, and again that ball just holding up in the air. That'll be a skill if they can employ it, the Pride. Wall has it and delivers, and trying to employ the triangle passing. Again, Hepburn opts to take advantage of the space out on that right side. Kendra Smith wearing 19, strong player at the back for the Pride. And this is where they've been really good and asking and getting the offside. Ruby Nathan trying a luck, but she's been excellent. Worrying the deep defence for the Pride, their probing runs.
Yeah, two things there. It's the willingness of the Auckland side to get in and beyond, but it's I guess the bravery of a back line who wants to play a higher line and force the offside, which you can do when you've got someone like the presence of a Rebecca Lake who's leading that line, who's very experienced at National League level and at international level. So seeing an issue with the keeper here.
Yeah, no, just looking like they're having a concussion test here, which is hard for me to pick up. I don't remember
didn't see anything. So the only thing,
but it's clearly an issue for Amy Feinberg.
that, or is it? I'm not sure.
So it looks as though she's had a blow behind her right ear. Anyway, it'll be added on to the end of the match. And it's good to see that they are taking notice of issues like that and attending with all the protocols that go with concussions.
This is where each of the coaches will be thinking about substitutions and how they're going to implement those sorts of things. And as we highlighted toward the end of the first half, the benches are a little bit different, with the Pride probably a lot stronger than the Auckland side. So when those sorts of things start to come in, it's important to see how they sort of each team adjusts to those substitutions.
Right on halfway. We know that Auckland United started strong in the second half, showing their intent. And the captain, Jess Philpott, delivers the ball. So they just find a little bit more room down their right side, and they'll be conscious too that they have made some really good gains in the first half. Auckland United down their right side.
Yeah, and as you see, you've got Ruby Nathan, who's been instrumental in a lot of those attacks, pulling herself out into those wide areas and turning the back line through either a pass or a turn and drive.
Nia Elliott trying to keep possession, and the ball comes across the face, and desperately trying to keep it in. Oh, good tussle. But they've got the ball back, and again it's Bree Johnson, the goal scorer for United, and Nathan. Ooh. And that nearly snuck in that near post.
Yeah, and that ball just earlier dropped down to a Sophie Williams and a ball across, and then was picked back up by one of the Auckland team. And then ball just dropped down for the shot by Nathan.
And there's the substitutions.
So it's Maya Vince coming off, and 22 coming on. 17 coming on, Izzy Gerard.
Quite early.
Yes, it is.
When you've only got 3 subs, but
yeah,
they have got the win behind them.
United.
which should be helpful.
Coming on, we've got Izzy Gerrard, and offers Amy Feinberg-Daniele, and number 18, Maya Vince, is going into goal.
Okay,
There
we go.
Yeah, Maya Vince into
So a
goal.
forced substitution in terms of something up with the keeper.
So that was the issue that we saw, the protocols for the concussion, and
Oh. It's just a ball which has gone right across the goal, and that wind could have got hold of it and forced it in.
well, I was interested to look at Foyle, Una Foyle, the goalkeeper for the Pride. She was almost tracking it and having a look at the same time to see what the wind was doing.
Yeah.
But they've certainly put more pressure on, have Auckland United in the second half, and not giving the defenders an easy time. And here's the trying to exit the ball. There's usually a couple that are up there.
Yeah, I think the Auckland team are just looking to play a little bit higher, as you say, put a bit more pressure further up the pitch into the Pride attacking third. Opportunity there when the ball goes back to the keeper and it's in the air. So 2 substitutions here.
Yeah, we have a change with Pride and Dash and Petra making their way off.
So Auckland have made that change with the goalkeepers, and Vince has gone
Coming
into the
on,
goal.
number 2, Laura Dabner.
Amy Feinberg has come off, and now it's the Pride's turn.
Number 10, Charlotte Morgan.
And Lauren Debner.
For Dasha, Keon and Petra Bjork.
So it's interesting, isn't it? We talked about the early changes for both teams.
And what you might be seeing there is that obviously the force change for the keeper for Auckland, and maybe Alana Gunn has seen maybe that they can put on a couple of attacking players themselves to maybe force a little bit more pressure up the pitch for the Pride, to put a bit more pressure on the keeper who's maybe not a keeper. So that's why you see Lottie Mortlock come in and Lauren Dabner, and Dabner can shoot from distance as well.
So Maya Vince in goal. Just saw her on screen briefly. So really, they've had to think about it, Auckland United, and at the moment they are pinning the ball in their attacking half. And now it's through. And this is a chance for Bellamy out on the left. Gets the ball into the middle, looking for Roach, doesn't find it. Mortlock offloads the ball to Hepburn, and testing out the keeper does well. Certainly looks as though she's been in there before.
Yeah, and the Pride will be a little bit disappointed with that. They've had a couple of opportunities to maybe test the keeper there, and a little bit more composure initially from Bellamy. With that ball across, she could have taken a touch, and then that cross there by Hepburn. They'll be disappointed with not to maybe get a strike on goal, which makes it a little bit easy for the keeper who's just come in.
Well, it's the first time that the Pride have had any significant possession in the second half. Been a bit fragmented, to be fair, at the start of the second half. Look at the ball swirling around in the air. You saw that getting a bit more speed behind it. The wind is behind the backs of the team wearing black, so harder for the team wearing red running into it. Dabner looking to make that, and it will be a corner.
Ooh. I think the Auckland team will be a little unhappy with that. I think that did take a little bit of a touch off Dabner, which
Well, I think it was signalled a corner, but
corner
I
by
think that now
the assistant, but
Tom Lawson's coming over just to check. I think his comms might be out, so
a little bit of confusion.
yeah. And let's have a look.
Maybe someone said something to the fourth, yeah.
Well, I certainly think Georgia Martin probably did, because I think you called it.
Oh.
And a yellow card for a bit of dissent. And
Smile on her face. Oh, well.
I mean, that shows the
now she
competitiveness,
just needs
isn't
to,
it?
yeah.
I mean, that, you don't want to get cards, but in some ways, it's a competitive game, and you want the right decisions to be made. She felt
you do.
aggrieved.
Yeah, of course you do.
Said
But then
something
again,
in
you're not going
haste.
to change anything, are you?
No,
So
no.
it's that that happy
delicate
medium,
balance.
you know.
Yeah.
And all coaches want is for officials to make a decision.
Yep. McCann with the right boot, and again swirling in the air. It doesn't fall nicely for either team, really. Stays alive in there for the Canterbury team. And trying to hoof it back into the danger area. Mortlock has it now. And pushed right back onto the halfway line to reset. And into the wind the ball goes. Looking for Roach. And Bellamy was up there as well. Mortlock ever present, as she normally is. And Kendra Smith coming up, but loses possession again. The ball pushed back, and a good race down that left flank. And neither of the players giving anything away. Izzy Durant and also 9 is Frankie Morrow. Good contest.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the pride, and I think Alana Gunn will be wanting them to keep hold of possession, and because the Auckland team are defending very well at the back, and you just saw a ball come forward there by Lara Wall, and it's just popped down, and second phase was picked up by Auckland, and Auckland have just counted on that defensive transition piece, and they're forcing something quite high. So the message should be, I think, out to from Alana Gunn out to her team is to just keep the ball and stretch the Auckland team, who've only got one more sub to use.
Right, so Tom Lawson's comms are hopefully intact, but it is Auckland who are in the better position with their possession. Debna's made a difference since she's come on, and helps pass that ball through. And Mortlock, and that is offside. Charlotte Roach, double goals. No, that's not Charlotte Roach. 16. 6. My eyes are playing tricks.
No.
Definitely was.
Yeah, that was Charlotte. Yeah.
Roach.
Yeah. And in those sorts of instances there, she'll be starting to, knowing Charlotte, she'll be starting to think to herself, why am I offside all the time, and things like that. She, as I say, she just needs to look across the line. But again, that shows great defending from that Auckland team.
Oh, Lottie Mortlock gets pushed off the ball, gets the whistle as well. Nice bit of running from her.
Yeah. And good officiating. You know, a little bit of a touch there from the defender of the Auckland team, and just puts Lottie Mortlock off balance.
Yeah. Well, she'll be desperate to prove her worth. You know, normally
Absolutely.
she'd be in a start position for the Pride. She's come off the bench today, and she'll be keen to show Alana Gunn that she can make a difference. So the skipper walks on up, Rebecca Lake, to take this ball, and we'll try and curve the ball in, and gets a chance. Is that an own goal? So the scoreline will increase. And is it Martin?
It's Georgia Martin here. So previously booked it. That'll make her even more unhappy. But when we talk about set pieces, that's critical. So a great ball in there, and you had a number of Pride players coming onto the ball, and they're getting in the way. So a defensive player maybe doesn't get a good look at the ball, and it just hits as it did then and goes in. And that's a critical goal in terms of the whole look of the game. You can probably see now Auckland really push to try and get something out of it. It could open up more spaces for the Canterbury United Pride side.
Just as the sun bursts through, after it being looking a bit ominous, as Hepburn gets the ball down the left flank. Well, it was a terrific ball from Lake, wasn't it?
Yeah,
really
fantastic.
It just put so much doubt into the defenders, who was coming onto it, who was backtracking.
And that's where those sorts of positions where the ball is, you asking your keeper to either to make a decision to come or stay where they are.
And the ball forward now again for Mortlock to race after it up the left flank. Stops, gets the ball forward. Again, just a little bit under passed to Roach, but all Auckland can do is get it out over the sideline.
And that's a couple of times we've been Charlotte open up or get some momentum down this left-hand side. But again, the execution of that final ball, and she won't be happy with that.
So Nara Wall with the ball, out on the high left-hand touchline. And a push in there.
Yep.
Will see the Pride in a handy position just outside the box. Debner will come forward, or is it late?
She'll get trumped by Rebecca here. No. Lauren Debner on the ball. She'll put in a quality free kick here.
4 paces back and into it she goes. Just a little stab kick in front. Good effort, some commitment in there, but not going goalwards.
Yeah, and that was Ella McCann putting her head down where the feet are, so brave diving header there by Ella McCann.
She's done well. She wasn't meant to start the game. Came in when Eleanor Firth was called in sick.
Player from Nelson, so great to see her coming down and getting a run from.
Good understanding between the midfielders for Auckland United as they try and regain what they got at the beginning of the second half, where they were enjoying a nice bit of possession in the early stages. Oh, it's a great ball forward too, but Foyle should have this under control. Runs too far. Again, that high player keen to put pressure on, and pressure on it is. Not allowing the early exit, are they, Auckland United? Nice body balance. Elliott has the ball for Auckland United, and coming through the captain for the Pride, Lake, with a very well-timed tackle, clean as. Yorklock. And again, running, racing. She does really well to read this, Maya Vince. Replacement goalkeeper, acting like a field player, isn't she?
Well, we talk about sweeper keepers, and you've seen it on probably 2 instances there earlier on when the Pride were under attack from the Auckland team. Una Foyle just sweeping up there, and then again, as you see there, the keeper inside her defensive third, mopping up and putting a ball forward.
A nice bit of skill out there on the left. This is where they had been potent. And stolen, strong through the tackle, and giving themselves a chance, but straight into Foyle's gleeful hands.
That was Ruby Nathan again, industrious on the ball, but turning it over through some good pressure.
And good control. The ball coming down, not quite getting the length because of the wind factor now that's coming into it. This time it'll be a free kick to Auckland, and a bit of over-exuberant play from Roach. Nothing wrong with that.
Trying to get her in behind a back line there, but great defending there by Georgia Martin. It's probably still stinging from that own goal and the card just before, which makes it even worse.
3-1 the score is. 2-1 it was at half-time. 3-1 to the Pride. Now, Debner gets the ball through. Can Roach get there? But Vince comes out again. She's reading that long ball beautifully for Auckland United. And Foyle doing the same down the other end. It's a battle of the keepers, Mike De Bono.
And Maya Vince has done a great job since she's been in there, as you say, from a player's perspective as a keeper and as a keeper. So fantastic.
Now Auckland need to make something of this. They can't get it past Blake.
Auckland applying a bit of pressure here, which is their coach will be really happy to see, but it can just break down anywhere. And oh, here we go.
Mortlock. onto the ball, gets the loose ball, good pass as well. She's got the goalkeeper only to beat. Oh, what a save, really. And Lottie Mortlock smiles all round.
Yeah, it's classic. So just, I guess that shows you there that Auckland trying to push to get back in the game just opens up opportunities and I guess spaces for the Canterbury United Pride team to play through. And saw a great little ball, through ball there, and little Lottie Mortlock pushes it to the left-hand side of the keeper. Not too much that Ella could have, or Maya Vince could have done there.
Well, she did attempt to get a palm on it, didn't she? But they probably showed a little bit of lack of technique, but gave it a go.
Yeah.
And, you know, a bit of luck, she might have pushed it out to the side, but in the end, Mortlock's strike was too good. And it takes the score now to 4-1.
And just showing the qualities now of the Canterbury United Pride, and probably the qualities coming off the bench that they've got over this Auckland side at this point in time. So Lauren Dabner providing some good impetus in that midfield, and same with Charlotte Mortlock.
It's a great ball up that right flank, out of defence, and Bellamy doing her best to keep it in. She's had a quality game. The delivery of the ball up front's been expert.
And I think it was her again that was the provider of that ball through to Charlotte Mortlock. So 2 key passes.
Absolutely. And Wall half volleys it in the air. Who's going to get it? It's a great combination again between Nathan and Johnson for Auckland United. That time there was not a lot on it. Splitting open that midfield from both teams.
Yeah, it's just spreading out a lot now. I think you're just seeing an Auckland team which is trying to push numbers forward to try and get something out of the game, but opens up big pockets, which again.
Vince does really well again to come out and get it down the other end, get it out of trouble. That's all she needs to do.
That's awesome.
Yep. She'll be enjoying it as well.
No,
I mean,
she
she'll
will.
be part of the game. Won't
Yes,
enjoy seeing the ball go in the back of the net, but
Chloe and Kendra are making way for Michaela.
Michaela Hunt's coming on, and number 15, Megan Simpson.
well, Hunt's usual in the starting lineup again as well. So
just coming back from glandular fever. So speaking to her before the game, she said she was hoping to get maybe 20 minutes or 25 minutes under her belt, but quality player, normally provides the second pairing of centre back next to Rebecca Lake.
and, to me, she plays such an unobtrusive but effective game in that deep defence.
Yep.
But Mortlock again is looking for more. She gets the cues. Where is she going to deliver the ball? Is it through to Roach? Is she going to get a hat trick? Oh, and Vince does really well. Blocks, gets her body, turns a little bit.
There's a blow to the head, but Vince again, what a star, and denying Charlotte Roach a hat-trick for the day, so well done, Vince. But again, Charlotte Mortlock getting on the ball, a great little run across the face of the back line and a reverse pass to put Charlotte Roach in. And Charlotte will be a little bit disappointed with that. And then I think it was Charlotte Mortlock who had the opportunity off to the edge, I think. But it's hit the defender in the face, which isn't too good, from Sophie Bradley.
Yeah, well, she did really well. I thought it was very brave defending. First of all, from Vince, the replacement goalkeeper, then Sophie Bradley. You know, they were doing anything to get their body in the way. Blocked the shot, was well hit. It looks as though she'll come off, and again, for the second time in the match, we'll see a player with some concussion protocols, which is exactly right for player welfare. And as we mentioned right at the beginning of this match, that they were always going to be a little skinny on the bench. Auckland United, with the late withdrawals of Amy Barnard and Catherine Fulton being injured and Barnard being sick.
Yeah, and it's critical in terms, especially when you're playing on the turf. The turf sucks out so much energy for you, so you need a strong bench to provide that level of backup once players start to get lacking in energy. And I think this is where you're seeing this game maybe pull away from an Auckland side, which is just a little bit depleted, but still trying.
Yeah, well, Ruby Nathan trying to get that ball through to her striker and goal scorer, Bree Johnson. And they're continuing to try anything to penetrate the defence. With the wind behind them, Auckland United. But certainly the Pride have come out and wanted to put their game on the park. They've done that. And Roach started it all. And this is Mortlock. Oh, and is it going to go in? Has it got the legs? It has. It's got the legs. So Mortlock is down in a heap. And did she get the last touch? And it goes to her.
Yeah, I think it did. And I believe with it. And so it's a great ball through. And Lottie Mortlock, yeah, just got a toe to it. Again, another toe poke, but injured herself in the process. Vince came out to try and stifle that in the challenge, but in the process of getting a toe to the ball, I think she's taken a knock.
Well, she would have been winded as well, wouldn't she? And she was motoring at speed. You can see her just getting in those big breaths. But immediately, and to Maya Vince's credit, coming out and checking the goalkeeper, the striker Lottie Mortlock, to ensure that she's okay. And she's still up there
asking if
Vincent
she is,
if she's okay. So it was desperation from Vince to not have that shot at goal. But in the end, Lottie Mortlock was able just to toe poke the ball away. And Tom Lawson just having a chat. Hopefully she's okay. Tough tumble.
Yeah, it's a pretty unlucky, from my perspective, unlucky yellow card. Just going in for an innocuous challenge, as you would. And it was a 50-50. Mortlock got her toe to it and just happened to also run into the player as well. So, yeah, a little bit harsh, I believe, on Vince, who's been outstanding since she's been in there. But that's 5 now. I think that sort of puts it to bed.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say never from Auckland United. No. They will keep trying to put their game, and we know with Nathan and Johnson and Elliott up there that they can transform this match.
A little bit of confusion whether Mortlock has to come off or stay on.
5-1. Canterbury Pride ahead. And Mortlock again in the hunt for some more possession and has some assistance as she gets the ball and looking for that ball. And they've done well, the Pride deliverers. They've put it straight through, haven't they? Back and been very direct. Yeah,
well, the back line for the Auckland team's just stretched even more, just due to the score being where it is, but the quality of the people that the Pride have been able to bring on, and in terms of Lauren Dabner being able to provide a splitting pass, and she provided that ball through to Lottie Mortlock there to score. So the people that you can bring off the bench is very important.
Absolutely. And a chance! Oh, just went wide of that far post. And that's why that is fantastic work, isn't it, from Auckland United. Backs against the wall. They've got 5 in against them, including an own goal, but they're continuing to attack.
Yeah, and I think if it had been on target, you see a final sub for Auckland.
So Jennifer McMurray come on for Sophie Bradley, who was the player that came off and needed to have the HIA protocols administered. Emeline Bawala is on as well for Auckland United. Looks to be an athlete, running on, taking her position on that right side for Auckland United. And she ignites the team wearing black and provides something special. There she is delivering the ball, but again, it just slightly underpassed. But they've put great pressure on the deep defence for Canterbury, but it's left them exposed at the back. And having to move fast after it. Megan Simpson. Geez, the second half has been fragmented, hasn't it? Started with a hiss and a roar, but we've had
took a lull.
Yeah, we've had communication issues. We've had yellow cards. We've had a little bit of lip, and we've had some injuries.
Yes, we have.
And some goals.
And some goals. And talking to you this morning after you watching the England game, you said to me there should be goals to finish things. There should be goals to get an outcome, and we've had 6 goals today. So
I'm happy.
and I think just in the scope of things that are happening, we'll probably get a couple more maybe.
Yep. We'll stay watching because the finishing has been expert from both teams, and without Nathan and Johnson really igniting things for Auckland United, they've been outstanding.
Yeah, they have. And again, a lot of it does come back, as I say, down to that bench. The Pride have had a lot of good players coming in off the bench, and due to injuries, the Auckland team have been a little bit depleted, and then the injury to the keeper changes things, and but they've done so well. Not given up.
To try and keep possession, which they have managed to. And we'll get a throw in from the far side. There's Alana Garn giving the thumbs up, thumbs down to Lottie Mortlock.
See if she's all right.
Yep.
She won't want to come off. She's on a hat-trick as well. So two of the two youngies both on a hat-trick. Both of the Charlottes.
And both had opportunities.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps Charlotte's third attempt, a clearer one.
Yeah.
But take nothing away from either of them. They've been outstanding.
Yeah, they have.
And again, the ball is pumped forward. And again, Mortlock's in there worrying the deep defence. Elliott. And is she going to get another one?
Yes,
she
is
indeed. And it's Roach who's come through. And she's the first to 3. A hat-trick for Charlotte Roach.
But again, the quality of pass, I think, again, shows from Lauren Dabner, a ball over the top, and some pressure from the other Charlotte, and a good little tackle there from Charlotte Roach, and just the presence of mind to finish with her left foot. So quality, and she'll be stoked. And I think really putting your name and putting your presence out there, and now being sub.
Yeah, gets the hat-trick and immediately makes way. And gets a big hug from Alana Gunn, the coach of the Canterbury Pride.
Yeah.
So Lisa Evans coming into the game for the Canterbury Pride after Roach gets her hat-trick in this national league, which for an 18-year-old who's already scored 10 goals in the youth league, it's monumental.
And speaking to her, she's always wanting to improve herself and be better and be more proficient in front of goal. And her credit, she works really, really hard to do that. And today is just reward for the effort that she puts in to be better.
Mortlock's made a big difference, I think, when she's come on. I mean, they
has.
call her the little flea, little Annalie Longo, and she certainly has ignited. And whether or not it's playing minutes for this season that made Alana Gunn put her on the bench for this game.
Yeah.
But
she definitely has made a difference since she's come on.
The tempo of the game. This is Mania Elliott, who's needing a little injury break. It's been lots of little stop and starts in the second half. That hasn't stopped the Canterbury Pride from advancing their score. It was 2-1 after a Charlotte Roach double in the first half. Bree Johnson getting the 1 goal for Auckland United, and then it was an own goal by Martin, made it 3-1 to Canterbury Pride. Then Lottie Mortlock with a brace, and then Charlotte Roach getting the last of her 3 goals, and she is off the pitch.
And it's a good way to put yourself in a window. We've got opportunities for girls to, as we've highlighted. You've got the Phoenix on the back doorstep, so a game like this, someone like Natalie Lawrence, who coaches that team, takes note and starts to ask questions about a young Charlotte Roach, a young Lottie Mortlock, and do they have opportunities in those sorts of settings. So putting yourself or playing the way you're playing in these sorts of settings is critical, and that just highlights I guess the great work that's been done from a New Zealand football perspective, and Annalie Longo and the position that she's working at the moment, and the work they're doing in there and providing these pathways. And,
well, what is it about Waimak United? You know, Gabby Greeley came from there, football fern and creating lots of speed. Now we've got Charlotte Roach. I know she played for University of Canterbury.
The farmers.
The farmers,
the farming community.
Is it?
No, I'm part of that club, and I think it's down here. I think it's about the willingness to play for this region, regardless of what club you are. When you come into these sorts of settings, you want to put your stamp on it and pay homage to the clubs that you're at. But it's an amount of pride.
Ball across the face and testing. Vince again. Going on the side netting. Of course, Charlotte Roach, her dad's involved in high performance sport with the Crusaders.
So that mentality is driven in. But they're awesome in terms of their approach to developing Charlotte and always providing those opportunities, but letting her develop the way that she wants to develop. And that's, for me, I think that's critical in any child's development and any player's development to let them explore and challenge themselves in certain ways.
Yeah, another foray, and again it's Bree Johnson offloading this time, and we'll go back and there'll be an injury, I think, mid-pitch on a Pride player. Didn't see who went down.
Is that
she holding her head as well?
I think it's Ella McCann.
She's had a fine game.
Yes, she has.
She's been a deliverer of plenty of that ball in midfield possession.
And I think that's a critical point in terms of, you look at the score at where it is, but you can only do that with the players that are obviously around you. And I think both teams are pretty commendable in terms of the way that they've both tried to play, regardless of the score. Auckland have tried to play, and they've been on the back foot a lot, but when they've got the ball, they've tried to play, they've tried to turn a Canterbury United Pride back line. They've made a number of opportunities, a couple of saves, clean-ups that Unifor's had to make, and then on the other side you've got the Canterbury United Pride, who are really trying to play a good brand of football, and today it's been rewarded through a quality striker putting the ball in the back of the net, and then someone coming off the bench and putting her stamp on the game as well. So credit to both teams trying to play a good brand of football.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about the fact that neither of them have got opportunities really to get into the top two in the National League, but they've still come out to play. Every game is so important in terms of their own investment in their playing career. And
absolutely. The
team collective, if you like. There's no point in just sitting back and holding back as Motlop can't keep the ball, and it's Elliott. And a chance to relieve the pressure. But it might end up being a case of last man standing as well. We've had that many injuries to both teams now.
And I also think when you talk about the way they play, you've got to take your hat off to quality coaching as well. You've got Gunny, who's been with this Pride side for a number of years, and the Auckland coach, who are allowing them to be expressive and things like that. And that's exciting, and we're starting to see that in the Ferns camp as well. So
playing with freedom.
Freedom. Correct.
Which is the order of the day, and this time comes out to the front of the box. Aerial ball skills have been excellent today as well from both teams. Tricky when the wind plays a part in it.
I'd say there'd be a little bit of extra time in this half from what we've had. It's going like a boxing match.
Yeah. Bit of miscommunication then, but in the end it's secured by Nathan, who's the architect on so many occasions for Auckland United, has really highlighted her skill level. And it's everything that we expected. Again, lovely pass again to partner in crime Johnson. I was talking to Lana Gunn before the match, and I said, what do you expect? And she said, well, it will be a physical encounter, and it has been, continues to be.
Well, that's always been the way with these sorts of games from Auckland to Canterbury. You go back through the years, they've always been a physical encounter. There's always been goals, and no different, obviously, in this instance, even though it being a club-based from an Auckland perspective. the same mentality from them obviously is driven right across the region. So, and I guess the key is not to back down from those physical challenges and front it head on. So, and both teams have today.
Yep, they sure have. That ball just edging forward into a position for the Pride to make a strike. Lisa Evans, the last one to come on to the park, and this is Mortlock. Can she get something from it? On there, again, body on line stuff, defence from Auckland United, never giving up, getting something behind it, and we're looking for the offside here, not getting, and that is
Alan McCann.
Alan McCann.
Reward for a great game. Oh no, it's not, it's Frankie Morrow, sorry.
Again, the defenders were waiting for that offside call.
So the ball in there from Whitney Hepburn, and it drops down to Frankie, and she's got so much time just to push it to the left-hand side of the flailing keeper of Maya Vince. So 7-1.
It is. Look, the shoulders just did drop a little
Yeah,
bit
they did.
from
And that's
Auckland United
understandable.
with that. Yep.
Great goal scored by number 9, Frankie Morrow.
And you got a feel for Maya Vince, who had to go into goal after the injury to Amy Freinberg. So 8 minutes of extra time.
Wow. Not a surprise?
Not a surprise.
No.
So
It's a long time on the pitch for the players.
It's a long time on the pitch, and the way things are going, we're probably going to see another 2 or 3 goals, Leslie.
Yeah, well, let's have a look as the Pride bring it through their midfield. Direct ball again, and some of the passing, while not accurate on that occasion, has been really exquisite. Nice pace on the ball,
Yep.
accurate.
You know, we talk about in sort of those sorts of moments when you're passing the ball, the information you give on the ball, the weight of the pass, those sorts of things tell you and provide you with that information as to where to go, whether it's pass to your left, pass to your right. If it's a lighter pass, means you come to the ball. Heavier pass means maybe you can receive the ball and turn. So critical, and we've seen some quality passing throughout the game.
And look, you know, the scoreline 7-1, you look at the goalkeeper, Amy Feinberg, coming off with that knock to the head, and it's can change the complexion of the game in terms of the scoreline. I mean, 2-1 they were leading, then the Pride, and then their own goal by Martin when that ball went in. Nice looped ball from Rebecca Lake, own goal, and it's progressed. And while, you know, we've had lots of admiration for Vince, in the end you can't beat the angles and the lifetime of being a goalkeeper.
No, you can't. No, you can't. And yeah, it's a shame. It's probably changed a little bit of the complexion of the game. And it was a game which could have swung either way, but it's about moments, and as coaches we talk about moments, and you seize those moments, and the Pride have seized the moment of the change in that position, and they've done it very, very well.
Reacted, haven't they, well to that opportunity, and they've had lots of balls. Vince has had to come out on numerous occasions and deliver the ball back, and here's another chance again, chance at goal, and well saved.
Yeah, that was number 7 coming through, Lisa Evans. Maybe she got a head up. Great little save there, but if she'd got a head up, there was a little square pass to Lottie Mortlock, who could have got her hat trick.
So again, end to end, counter attack coming from Auckland United across the face, and then
Gerard there.
But again, the number, you know, if they've got GPS on players, end to end football.
They've run a few miles today.
Yep.
Or a few Ks.
Who do you think would have run the most?
Oh, jeepers. I'd hate to say.
Bellamy,
but yeah.
For the Pride.
Yeah.
Definitely Nathan.
Yeah,
and
Ruby
Johnson.
Nathan, yeah. So Ruby Nathan's done a heck of a lot in the whole scheme of the game. Someone, Chloe Bellamy. But they've all been really on point today, regardless, as we say, to the score. It's been actually a good game.
Yep. Moala delivers the ball, and the shot at goal awkward, doesn't quite get the power that she would have liked. And Una Foyle says thanks very much.
It was Jennifer McMurray. But Auckland haven't stopped, have they?
And here's a player that hasn't stopped, and that's Wall, gets the ball through. Evans is in there. And again, bunted forward for the last goal scorer, Morrow.
She's just
Looking
in
for a brace.
bit more of a familiar position. Started off at right back and now is in a familiar position higher up the pitch on the right-hand side.
Great for Alana Gunn that she's able to clear the bench.
Yeah.
And Wall says, I've got it, and gets the ball through.
And I think that's a fantastic point in terms of the mentality of Alana Gunn, just wanting to clear the bench. There'd be a lot of coaches who may not have that willingness to do that.
Oh, here's an opportunity. This time, Charlotte Coles didn't really get what she needed. Hepburn
Took that extra touch, which closed down the angle, makes it a little bit easier for the keeper.
made it just slightly off balance, didn't it, when
Yeah.
she tried to drive it towards the goal. And again, taking the ball right back to Una Foyle. So again, one end to the other.
And the Pride are just looking to stretch it now, so that ball back to the keeper makes them go end to end, so stretches it a bit more, opens up a number of spaces where players can play in little pockets.
Great contest and well won. And
Oh,
the
it's a
ball
great ball.
forward, that is a terrific ball forward for, again, it's Nathan. And is it going to go in? It is!
Well done.
What a great
Well
goal from Ruby Nathan. Delivered perfectly for her, but she had a lot of work to do to get it in the back of the net.
And it was a great little run from her. She'd actually pulled from an offside position and came in from behind and then ran straight in. And it's a quality finish with Una Foyle coming forward to close the line or close her angle down, but what a great finish. And she's been fantastic today.
Well, it was one on midfield.
Yeah.
You know, that it was a one-on-one. Who wanted the ball? I don't know who delivered it in the end, but it was a terrific ball, and Ruby Nathan had lots to do to finish it. And it says so much about what Auckland United have brought to this game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
They've not given up, and
Extra minutes.
if things have been a little bit different in certain situations, the score could be a little bit different. So, you know, it's a big ups to an Auckland side who's pushing and pushing right to the end.
Absolutely.
Maybe got a couple more minutes left to maybe get another. And if they do get another, you know, that takes it to 3 goals and it closes the score a little bit more in terms of the respectability piece. But
Well, Dabner has it now for the Pride. Tries to get it on her trusty left boot. And excellent. That's excellent work. Said it so many times. We're down one end, we're back to the other end. Both teams searching for more goals. 7-2 it is at the moment. 7-2, who would have thought?
not like a 0-0 this morning, eh?
England,
USA.
No.
But yeah, fantastic.
What's been your personal favourite, if we can talk about FIFA World Cup so far? Has it been the Japanese win or the Saudi Arabia win?
Either, you could choose those. But I'm being a purist. I did really enjoy this morning's game, and it's great to see, like John Herdman with Canada, you know, 22, 23 shots, the most in any World Cup. He's done a great job in his foundations and developing the game here for us in New Zealand, going over there and a part of the female setup over there and turn that around and turning Canada around. So I think that's a bit of a favourite for me. But yeah, geez, it's just great to see it happening and the numbers of people that are watching it.
And the goal, Brazilian, Richarlison's goal.
Oh yeah, Richarlison's goal, and the commentator said it when, well, that's just Brazil for you.
Yeah.
You know.
This is still very competitive despite that scoreline of 7-2 because they are searching for another goal. And this time play has been called by Tom Lawson. And what a fascinating watch. It all came a little unravelled for Auckland United with goalkeeper Amy Feinberg exiting the match. But it is Canterbury Pride who have put the goals in and a hat-trick to Charlotte Roach. And what do you say, and 2 to Lottie Mortlock as well. Fantastic delivery finished by the youngsters.
Yeah, so what was it, 4 and 3? Now that's 6 and 5. That's a fantastic 10 as a youth player, 16 in all, another 2 games to go. So she could get 10 by the end of the Pride season. It's a pretty tremendous effort from a young player. And Lottie Mortlock came on and provided a lot of energy with her, and so did, from my perspective, also Lauren Dabner. But hats off to Auckland, didn't give up, and just showed good for them to get that goal at the end, so congrats to both.
Yeah, absolutely. 7-2 was the final score. Let's have a look at some of the replays of the goals. 9 in the match in total, Mike.
Yeah, so you see the first one, Charlotte Roach, as I say, the goal gets smaller and smaller as you come up, so a nice little right-footed finish there. So a great finish, keeper comes down, and then on the other end you've got number 9, which was Bree Johnson, with a great little finish there. Again, you were talking about what do they think about, just getting in the net. And again, Charlotte Roach working in between players there, and a little toe poke beyond.
See the crowd, that was a good crowd because there had been an awards ceremony.
And this was the own goal, a great ball in, and after just being carded, Georgia Martin puts it in her own net, which was unlucky, but a great ball in there from Rebecca. And then Lottie Mortlock coming in one-on-one with the keeper, and just puts it to the left-hand side. And substitute keeper done very, very well there, could have put it through. And then a great ball through for Lottie Mortlock again, and bravery there, gets a little toe poke and puts it beyond.
Again, the desperation of
Desperation
defence,
was
wasn't
great.
it, just to try and stop it happening.
Yeah, and then this was really good endeavour in terms of just wanting to get that hat-trick, and Charlotte Roach just showing a good little finish there with the outside of her left foot.
Epitomises her ability,
It does,
that
it does.
goal.
And then Frankie Morrow, ball just drops to her feet, plenty of time just to put it to the left-hand side. And then this is a great little run through, and well deserved in terms of Ruby Nathan, and this is a great finish. Keepers come out and tried to close the angle, but composed finish for Ruby Nathan.
Well, the players exit. It is the final score, Canterbury Pride 7, Auckland United 2. It's a bit of a casualty bench for Auckland United, but big ups to them for continuing to play to the end. But this is the team that take the win points, and some wonderful goals by youngsters Roach and Morrow, and it will be the win points to the Pride. 7-2 over Auckland United on behalf of Mike DeBono, Leslie Murdoch, and our technical team here at English Park. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to more in the National League. 2 more rounds to go in the Women's League, and thank you so much. It is the Pride who have beaten Auckland United 7-2.